Here we go. Here we go. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Crawford Experience, and I'm your host, James Crawford. And you see what's on the thumbnail. You see what I'm going to talk about tonight about Umar Johnson's bank accounts. I always want to say I'm sorry about last night's live. I was I went live yesterday, but I had muted the live. I didn't know. I forgot to unmute it. I was basically talking, and I didn't know I was muted for about. I did the live overall for 29 minutes, but out of the 29, 18 of those minutes was muted out of the 29. So to me, I just had to basically delete the live. You know, um, yeah. I was just figuring how with this StreamYard, how shall I share my screen? But they say I can't do it over the phone because of it's more. I think the phone you can't really do it. So that's what I'm saying. Tomorrow I will be getting like a used laptop or like a used laptop from or like a refurbished laptop, something not expensive. Hopefully I could get it from like a Goodwill or like a thrift store, something like that that I could use, and it's workable, for me, you know. So I can start doing more reaction videos, and you could get to see my face, whatever, You can see my face on here, but um, it's but I don't really like doing it on the phone. But only time, like I said, I will do the lives is on Mondays, Tuesdays. I really don't do it on Wednesdays because Wednesdays like a short turnaround for me because I got to be back early, the back to my job early Thursday morning. I normally would do it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but I have two lives tomorrow. But I'm probably have to push that. I'll probably do one of them tomorrow. Depends on what, because I know I got some things to do in the morning, and then and then also I have to attend a event for my daughter. So it's like a event that was postponed, and it was tomorrow. It's just I named it. So it's basically it's like a Black History Month program. So I'll be going doing that tomorrow in the morning. It's like 9:30 in the morning, and hopefully tomorrow I'll at least get one live in to get back to our regular scheduled program. You see the two lives I have tomorrow. The one I probably would do tomorrow is the NBA. How about the NBA? It's how it's falling off. That's if I do that live, that live will probably be hopefully I would say around 1 o'clock tomorrow. Before I will go get my get like a refurbished laptop or something like that. Hopefully even from a pawn shop or something like that. If I could get something, so I could just, something small, so I could start sharing videos with you guys and doing reaction videos with you guys and stuff like that. Because I've just found out I did the new research on StreamYard that I can't do it here. So I can't do it. I can't do it on over the phone. So that's going to be real tough for me, you know. So hopefully this will be my last live on my phone. Like I said, I'm in North Augusta, South Carolina right now, and the temperature right now. Let me see. The temperature right now is actually 60, actually 69 degrees right now at 6:37 p.m. And I know tomorrow, I'm going back to Decatur. Decatur is Decatur, Georgia. It's in the metro Atlanta area. So I know tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day in Decatur as well. So I would give you that temperature tomorrow when we do our live tomorrow. But yeah, you see what's on the description. Was Umar Johnson's bank accounts really frozen? I'm gonna go for a rant about this, but before I do that, I'm about the live last night. It was about Marianne Lorient, about her crash outs, what's going on with her. She was at a restaurant just crashing out, and then she was, under the definitely you could tell she was definitely under the influence. Whoever I just gotta say, with that part, you could tell she was under the influence. She was eating and drinking. You could tell she probably was drinking before she got to the restaurant. But my thing is, everybody has their vices in life, and I know she's really going through it, with this really she put it on herself, with this Lennon honor um situation with this with the frozen check, the fake check, you know. And like I said, she did it to herself. She's crashing out all over the place, and everybody is doing content on it. Everybody, and I put that they had their names and a hashtag under my description for the video. This video right here. If you see your names, I'll give you a shout out. But I'm gonna say it anyway. Tessa Bryant, her channel is the mental chiropractor. The Information Man. A shout out to you. Uncle Mo TV, the Lady Luck Club, JB Reacts too. And who else? I think I put one more name up there too. Oh, shout out to Random University and whoever's covering this Mary Lorient saga. She's mad, she's upset that everybody's covering her, and she's upset at the little guys, the little YouTube struggle streamers like myself. I'm a struggle streamer. I consider myself a struggle streamer. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I'm proud of it. It ain't about clout with me. I just want to get the message out there to you guys, you know. And also about this, before I get to Umar Johnson, I'm planning on, that's why I got this, I'm getting my laptop. I'll be having, hopefully, if I have it this weekend, I will, I was planning on doing soon, it's going to be soon though, a series of why the black conscious community scams the black community. Get me? Why the black conscious community scams the black community. I'm gonna do probably either a 3 or 4 part series on that. You know, like I say, when I will get my laptop tomorrow, and that's how I will start sharing videos with you guys. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna do that. And tomorrow's live, hopefully I could do it on a laptop or something refurbished I could get. Now to our topic: was Umar Johnson bank accounts really frozen? My rant on this: I'm just going to say this about Umar Johnson. At first, Umar, I thought he had good intentions on when he said he was opening up the school. This was early, like 2015, 2016. I was riding with Umar Johnson at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was actually riding with him. Some of the things he would say, about, about, the people in general, like, he was actually telling the truth, whatever. And really, I'm like, yo, I was riding with Umar. was when he was on the Roland Martin show on TV One. I can't remember the name of I can't remember the name of his actual news show. But it was actually he actually came on in the morning during that time on TV One. I actually watched that program. Um, yeah, I actually was rocking with Umar back then. I said, "Yeah, I got to rock with this brother, man. He's the real deal." You know what I'm saying? So I know the years went by 2016, 2017. He was collecting donations, whatever. In 2018, I was actually, when it came down to that, I was actually, to me, I'm just going to say I was actually sleeping, consciously sleeping, you know, because I know when he got to school in 2019, I'm like, okay, 2019, he had bought the school, purchased the school in Wilmington, Delaware. I was, extremely proud of that accomplishment. You know what I mean? I have his number, the 215 number, 989, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna say the whole number, but actually had that number and I text the brother. I said, yo, Uber, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations, on the school purchase, and it was a good deal, really a sweetheart deal you got to school, you know. Um, congratulations, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it going. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your accomplishments hopefully in the near future. He said, thanks, brother, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, one day, the next text, there was one more text that came in. Said, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. I'm like, no, 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 brother. I need to see more progress. I need to see more progress before I even do something like that, you know. And then once, I started seeing, maybe I say like around the pandemic, he started screaming on social media about donations. Who told the last person that cash at me was some guy named Leonard or something like that. I remember that video. I'm like, what? Why this guy's doing this for? You know what I mean? This is not really a good time to even be doing that. You know what I mean? People dying. You know, this was at the point that people were dying, man. You know, people was dying during that stretch. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait and see. And I noticed, actually, you know what? I noticed then something wasn't right. I said, so I'm just going to let this play out. And everybody started calling this guy a scammer, 2020, 2021, 2022. I said, okay, let me just let this ride out. 2023. When I started calling him a scammer around that time, about 2022. I was already awakened that he was a scammer before then. But I'll say by the pandemic, because it wasn't right what he was doing, yelling, begging for money on social media, on YouTube. You know, and yeah, but we're gonna get to the real topic. Was Umar bank accounts really frozen? Ah, his bank accounts to me wasn't frozen. His bank accounts to me, I'm just going to say to the people that donated to Umar Johnson, don't get mad at me about what I'm about to say. The money that you donated to him, the Cash Apps, the PayPal, the Venmo, the money orders, the checks, gift cards, whatever. I believe that all those donations, he used it just for his lifestyle, to maintain his lifestyle, you know, to keep himself, looking fresh to death, like everybody would say, you know. His bank accounts, like I said, wasn't frozen. I believe he did. To me, on the real, I believe he don't have a bank account. I believe he never had a bank account. I believe he did everything in cash, and whatever checks he had. He did. He probably cashed it at a bank or something like that. I believe that happened. But if he did have a bank account, this dude would be a dumb. I was going to say, ASS word, but I'm not going to say that. A dumb Negro, because that's paper trail right there. That people, the feds could look up, and then, you know, but man, this guy, man, he did it, to me, you know, oh man, it's just, I just feel bad, for people to donating, people donating, I just feel so bad, for the people that donated to the school, because that's a good cause right there, and people in general would do things like this from the kindness in their heart. But when you trick and con the people, you trick and con the own community, the black community, you would say, "Oh, these Negroes don't know any better. These Negroes this and that." That's how you would talk. You know what I'm saying about the black community, dude. Only thing I gotta say, man, about you saying your bank accounts was frozen. It wasn't to me. You was okay. If you have a bank account and you okay, for example, you have your own bank account and you have the FDMG account. Was you using both your account? Of course, you're gonna use your account to lavish your lifestyle, but was you using the FDMG account to lavish your lifestyle as well? My answer to that is yes. My answer to that is yes, man. No. Yes, I'm a YouTube struggle streamer. I'm a nobody to you. Yes, I am. I'm a nobody to you, man. You know? But the only thing I'm gonna say, to the people that donated to him, I don't want to be mean, man. You've been tricked. You've been duped to the people that donated to him. You know. One thing I gotta say about this scheme and this scam about this FDMG BS school, the jig is up, son. You know, the jig is up. You got people like Uncle. Shout out to Uncle Mo TV. He went up there, filmed the school, and on the building you have Black Mo on the outside of the building. That's the only thing I really needed to see. And you got boards on the outside, on like for the windows or whatever. Dude, that's is no way is going to pass inspection at all. No way, man. You got Uncle Mo TV filming, talking about the building, you know. And when I get my laptop, that's one of the videos I want to do. Hopefully, sometime next week. I want to cover that, whatever, and give you my take on that. Man, that's why I'm so fiending to do reaction videos, man. Instead of just talking to you guys and without nothing, without any videos or anything like that. But Umar, the jig is up. Your time is up, man. You know what I mean? Your time is up. The jig is up. The scam is up. You're not really begging for money anymore about the school. I guess you con the people. You know what I'm saying? You con the people out of, I would say, shout out to Lennon Honor too. He said anywhere between 1 to 2 million. I say $3 million between What I don't know how many years you was collected, but that's a lot of money, man. 3 million. That's racketeering right there, bro. You know what I mean? That's an organized crime you committed, man. And you got there's no results for the school. And also, my cousin, one of my cousins, live in Newcastle, Delaware, not that far from the school. And he said the school looked like you know what. He told me that. He said he don't even. It's sad that he doesn't even go on that block where the school's at because it's so desolate. You know, I want to see. I'm gonna ask my cousin one day to go up there and film the school, whatever. I would send him something just to go up there and film so I can share it with you, or you know we could I'll do a live with him and see if he could go up there and see if he could go up there and film the school. And I got to keep in contact with this cat anyway, man. But but Uncle Mo, he has he got a video filming in school, whatever. If I can't get my cousin to do it, I'll do it from Uncle Mo's video, a reaction video for that. You know what I mean? But his bank accounts to me was never frozen. And by the way, that video when he was begging for money, he was out there believe in South Africa, looking all dingy. Why? Well, he didn't ask if he was not. He didn't ask the people out there for money, but you go on social media, you out there in Africa, South Africa, but you go on social media begging for money from the people here in America. What kind of crazy stuff is that? Scammer, like a real scammer right there, man. Man, this is crazy. This guy doesn't get it at all, man. Looking real dingy. Oh, can you send a couple of dollars for Queen Ifatunde and myself for a spare couple of dollars? Sound like a real bum. What you are? Spare a couple of dollars, please. No, get a job. Get a real job. Talking about people don't want to donate. Man, please. Your jig is up, man. And like I said before on one of my videos, do I believe he's going to get it? The Fed's going to get him? Yes. When? I don't know. I want him to go down, and when he go down, Lord willing, that's going to be the day I will do a live, maybe about a 2 hour, hopefully a Lennon type of live, whatever, like a Jerry Lee Lewis type of marathon type of live, you know. But it's just crazy, man. How and he was on the video on that. I can't remember the name of the podcast when they asked him about the bank accounts. Can't remember the brother's name, the podcast host. But I commented on it and said this is another softball interview. You got to go harder than that. But if it was me interviewing that man, I'm hitting straight to the point, man. What you did with the money, bro? You know what I'm saying? What you did with the money for real? I don't believe your bank accounts is frozen. I don't believe FDMG accounts is frozen at all. You know, man, you stop robbing the black community, man. That's why I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a series, and you one of them, Umar. Why the black conscious community scams the black community? We're a vulnerable community, man. You know what I mean? And you ask and beg for money, man. Crazy, man, for real, man. Whew. I ain't expect to do this live this long, man. My longest live, I believe, was 30 something minutes. It might get to that. Where I'm at right now. I look like I'm about at the 26-minute mark or something like that. Yeah, man. But I'm here. I'm here. But I am here. Wait, hold on just a second. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Hello. How you doing? This is Lalo Y4W2W. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I see one person in the live, you know, but I'm not gonna be here long. You know, I want to see, Umar really go down for this, man. This is just wild. I just, I'm just looking at my comments. Wow, Lalo Y4W2W. Hi. This was at 6:32 p.m. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep you guys long. Um, like I said, my two lives tomorrow it's probably gonna be one live, and hopefully I will have my laptop tomorrow set up. Cause like I said, I'm gonna just get like maybe a used laptop, a refurbished laptop, from somewhere I could get it. I could take on the road with me. You know, and again, my lives are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But the reason why I did it tonight is to get this. This is a hot topic. I don't want it to go stale. You know, And to my I got two moderators right now. I made the mental chiropractor. I made her a moderator, and my best friend a moderator too. So I got two moderators. I'm looking for eight more moderators. If y'all make a comment, what I mean. If y'all make a comment, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Make a comment on my after the live. I'm gonna make you a moderator. Come on in, and then hopefully, hopefully tomorrow I'll have my laptop, a used laptop or something I could do these lives on. I could do these reaction videos. Start doing reaction videos with you guys, okay? So so I can engage with you more, you know. I'll just let you know this is it right here. This is it, guys. Um like the video, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the Cash App. Psych. I don't want you to I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking you to share it, like it, share the video, like it. That's my pay right there. I'd rather take that from you guys than some Cash App. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. All right. Peace out to another show. All right. Have a good night. Stay safe.